Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first edition of Independent Reading Time.
I think that's
We're
the
your
grossest voice you
hosts,
could have started off with.
John and Mackenzie, talking to you today.
What are you?
Oh, yeah.
Ew. Okay,
All
stop.
right, now that the introduction is out of the way, hello everybody. Welcome to the first episode of this podcast that we're doing. We don't know if this is going to stick. We don't know if this is going to last very long. We don't even know if this is going to be good enough to where you people want to watch it. We don't even know if you guys are going to be able to understand half the things that we're saying, but we're going to wing it and hope for the best. So,
Yay!
this is the first episode, and as such, you guys need to know who we are. So, ladies first, that's the rule. Mackenzie,
Who said I'm
hello,
a
say
lady?
hi. Say hi.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie.
That's Mackenzie.
John, it's your turn. I just said my name. It's your turn.
And yeah, I know. And I am John. Hi, everybody. Hope you're all doing well, not having hospital bills
I
because of
think
this
that's the most.
corona shit.
Oh God. If y'all can't tell, he's the more sociable one out of the two. Um, so, you know, all that jazz. Do you like jazz, John? Do you? Do you like jazz?
I do love jazz. I play jazz, actually.
Oh right, I forgot about that.
What? How you gonna forget?
Cause I just did.
For those that don't know, and by that I mean everybody, because this is the first episode of Independent Reading Time. Thank you for coming. So glad to be here. I, me and Mackenzie are kind of like nerdy, like a lot.
Big band nerd. Like it kind of. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Anyways, we're big band nerds. He
Yep.
plays tenor sax mainly, or do you
And
play alto mainly?
it's like 50-50.
Hmm. And you have like 2% of Barry.
Yeah, we don't talk about that long story.
Oh yeah, we'll get into it later. I play French horn, but I know a very minimal amount of flute, and I can get like 2 notes out of a clarinet, so I'll take that.
But we promise not to bore you guys with any musical technicalities or anything like that. That's not what this is. This is just a kind of no script at all sort of deal.
Yeah, we didn't even write out an outline.
We sure tried to. Oh boy, did we try to.
Don't lie to them like that.
I mean, we wrote like 3 words down. That's
I
pretty good,
wrote
right?
I wrote introduction shit, and that was the end of
Oh,
it.
2 words. Two
Two
words.
whole
Never mind, two
words.
words.
Two whole
See, that's
words.
not. But that's not bad. That's not bad. That's pretty solid. for,
It's
for what?
one
For
bullet
what?
point, John. One bullet point.
For what? Shut up.
That's our
Shut
entire
the fuck up.
script. One bullet
Shut.
point.
Shut the fuck up. Listen. For what it is, it's good. It's solid. It's solid.
Ugh.
Um, so. Yeah. I don't really know where to go from here. We're just kind of hanging out, doing a podcast, seeing if it goes well, hoping that it goes well for the love of God.
God.
And
I don't normally pray,
yeah,
but I'm praying for this.
what do you pray? Listen. All right, it's gonna be fine.
You
If
can
we're
add
lucky,
tasks. Sorry.
no one will see this first episode.
Ooh, yay!
So it's fine if we fuck up. It's fine.
Here's the thing, though, is like every time. So I've tried listening to a bunch of podcasts. I think I have like 3. And there are 2 that I listen to. I started to listen to, and that I haven't like at all caught up at all. One of them is the Struggle Bus, where they get stuff from like their viewers and they answer questions and how to deal with situations and stuff like that. And the other one is Welcome to Night Vale, which is like I don't know how it's like mystery sci-fi kind of thing, and it's just a bunch of stories and it's really cool. But the other one that I listen to, and I'm like, there's 2 seasons of it. It's I think it's Welcome to Limetown, and it's a fiction. It's about a town that completely disappears overnight. It's
Huh.
really cool. A lot of conspiracy stuff happens, and then like, aw, you gotta listen. It's really good. Like that. I think that's the first time I've ever like gotten to a podcast and really, really enjoyed it as much as I enjoy Limetown.
I really want to find a podcast that I can actually like sit down and actually like, but I've searched for like a good while, and I still have not found one that I can actually stick with. I tried the closest one that I got to like me legit enjoying it was like the first like bunch of episodes from H3 podcast, because I mean he just got like a bunch of YouTubers and did interviews with them and stuff, and they were funny, they were hilarious, very entertaining. But now he's not here comes an opinion, guys. Look out. Now he's not really very good anymore. Like he kind of drags stuff on, and it's like I'm not trying to get political or anything, but he's just not as good as he used to be. So now I can't really enjoy him anymore. So maybe if this gets any good, maybe I'll just listen to this instead.
Listen to your own podcast of us just messing around. No, but
Well, because because it's stuff that I'm actually interested in. So of course I'd listen to it.
but that and then okay, so here's the thing too is like with rewatching stuff. So I'm really bad about rewatching stuff because for me it's a comfort thing. So constantly I'm going back and like let's take Sherlock for instance because it's got a few amount of episodes. So the BBC Sherlock I finished and I just kept rewatching it and I didn't know why, and it might just be my hyperfixation thing, but like I just kept watching it and it was like a comfort thing and I never got really bored of it. Like I can still listen to it in the background. I don't know, it's just weird.
I mean, if a show's good, then it makes sense to rewatch it. I've done that before.
Well, no, not just that, but like it doesn't matter when or where. It's just constant rewatching it. Like there's no like in between. It's just like, oh yeah, I watched Sherlock last night. We're gonna watch Sherlock again, like the entire season of it. And then eventually,
Huh.
like I got bored of it.
Yeah, I mean, I never got into TV. I don't really watch TV that much,
I
like at all.
know. Like it's
I don't like
I
even. Go ahead.
no, like just recently I started watching more and more TV. Like I got really bored, so my mom got me into Grey's Anatomy. Ew, gross, nasty. But like the thing with Grey's Anatomy too is I don't care about the steamy romances or anything. I care about who's gonna be intern chief. That's it. I just care about the actual medical side of it and like the cool stories that come out of I love the trauma stories or the one where like so this is the one I just watched. It's from the earlier seasons, like season 2, but this dude got shot with an artillery cannon and the shell was still inside him unexploded. And this EMT
Ooh,
stuck her hand in there to close the artery because it just wouldn't stop bleeding. And so eventually
and it
her
blew up.
hand and her hand was like stuck in there because there's an artillery shell and she couldn't let go or he'd bleed out. So they end up
Blew
going to
up.
the
Show's
ER.
over.
They end up going to the ER, and the other doctor's like, well, did the shell explode? Was there an explosion? He goes, no. So he has to run up and call bomb squad and everything. And there's like 3 people in the room. There's the actual head surgeon, the EMT, and the anesthesiologist. So to take because of the oxygen, so pure oxygen is really really flammable. So if it explodes, big kaboom, right?
Yeah.
So they had to move everyone out and they switched them to a bag. It's called an ambu bag. So it's just manually squeezing a bag to get air in and out. And so that's what they were doing. And the anesthesiologist is like, here, take to the scared, poor little, like 23-year-old EMT who's like 6 months into the job, holding her hand on a bomb, wearing a bomb squad, like bomb vest, having to sit there and squeeze and hold a bomb and not move her hand. And I felt so bad. Eventually the bomb did explode though. Like they just so what they did ended up doing is Meredith like took over because she like quickly pulled her hand out and they thought the bomb was gonna explode, but Meredith like put her hand back in. It was like stuck there, and so eventually they
Yeah.
moved to a different thing because the ER they were in had like the main oxygen line or whatever. And so she ended up like pulling the bomb out, and the dude was walking through the hallway with the bomb in his hands so slowly, and Meredith like steps out to go and watch it, and it explodes in his hands.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it
He
was
died. He
interesting.
died. He died. Show's over.
Yeah,
No more seasons.
no, he died. Meredith didn't. Meredith just like got hurt, and so like at the beginning of the episode was really weird because it's like so there's this Doctor George, excuse me, and he lives with Meredith and Izzy,
God.
I'm burping a lot because I'm drinking a lot of tea. I apologize. But like, and it starts off as like a classic, like, I don't know how to. It's like a wet dream, pretty much for him, and so it was really weird to open it. Yeah, it was a weird opening to the episode, but then they ended
Okay,
up like
okay,
closing the episode the same way. Not the same way,
just
but
to
like,
just just to preface, this is not a kid friendly podcast. It will never be a kid friendly podcast. So don't get mad at us if you hear a fuck word every now and then.
a fuck word.
Just just throwing that out there. I totally forgot to mention. So if you're like 12 and you're on YouTube and you come across this, oops, get some headphones because you don't want your parents hearing it.
Okay, back to my point though. So like it originally starts off with the three of them, doing whatever, like it's like really exaggerated. The like, why don't you have a lifeguard here at your pool kind of thing? And it's like, I'm
Huh?
not in a pool. I'm in my bathtub. Have
What?
you never seen that video?
You lost me like 5 sentences ago.
Point is they did a cool thing where they like related it to the beginning of the episode, but they just changed it at the end. It was a cool thing, and yeah. Anyways, it looped around and was cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna end this subject now.
Man, I never. I mean, I of course I used to watch cartoons and stuff all the time, but nowadays it's like even the Netflix stuff I don't watch. I just don't watch a TV. I
See,
have a TV in I have a TV in my room, but I only use it to plug up my game system so I can see them instead.
See, for me, like, as a kid, my dad didn't want to watch kids' cartoons because my dad's old. My dad's 64, and you know, we were sitting there watching TV, so I never got to watch cartoons as a kid or like watch what I wanted to watch. I was brought up pretty much watching Seinfeld and Family Guy and South Park and stuff like that. So, eventually now, like as a kid, it was like hee hoo, bad word, funny. Um, but now that I'm older, like it's not funny at all. It's just so formulated and gross, and I hate the shows now. Like to this day, I hate them.
Yeah.
And like,
Well,
ugh,
I mean, you kind of gotta expect that with shows like Seinfeld. Like, they're not gonna age very well,
yeah,
considering all the jokes were made at that time. But I will still defend like the early seasons of Family Guy. I'll still
yeah,
defend that
those are
show.
good.
That
Like
shit's hilarious.
dude, like the olds, especially I saw this brought up somewhere. I forget what video it was, but they brought up Homer Simpson and how the creative lead switched, and so before Homer like actually had a purpose in being like a dope, and it actually felt
Mhm.
heartfelt, and now he's just an idiot for jokes instead
Yeah.
of like just to show a purpose and the actual moral of the thing. And I was like, that's kind of why I stopped watching The Simpsons.
And there will always be for me two main examples of why you don't let your show go on too long. It's Family Guy and it's SpongeBob, which
Mm-hmm.
are like polar opposites of each other, but they both fall into the same boat because seasons 1 through 3 of SpongeBob
I
and
have those
seasons
on
one through
disc.
three of Family Guy, some of the best television ever that you
Yeah.
could ever watch. I could when I'm like 43 and my grandkid or my son asks, "Hey dad, what did you watch as a kid?" I'm going to pull up one of the episodes of season like 2 of SpongeBob and I'm still going to laugh at them because they are still going to be funny.
They're well written is the thing. And
They're
that's the thing
so
too.
well written.
Yeah, and like that's the thing too with some shows. Like I never really actually finish a show, so now back to Grey's Anatomy. Like my mom like would watch it. She watches shows in the car instead of like listening to music. So she's always playing SWAT, Grey's Anatomy, Criminal Minds,
Yeah.
whatever. She's playing something in the car. Um, and so we listened to Grey's Anatomy, except I was able to watch it because I could just like do whatever. And so we'd watch Grey's Anatomy, and that's what got me into it. And I'm like, okay, I've seen like season like 15, and I have no idea what had happened before this. So
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go watch the actual beginning of it. And I'm really bad about that. Like I'll just jump around shows, so I never have like a full comprehension of the show.
Do you know I'm sure if a lot of people eventually see this, they'll know. But there's an anime that has been going on since like we'll just say like the early '90s. I don't know when it actually started, but do you know how many episodes it's up to right now?
Like 600.
800 something.
Dang, I was close.
One Piece. It's called One Piece.
Oh
It's one of
yeah,
the everyone knows it. One of the classic shonen animes, up to like 800 something episodes.
that's when you can tell. Like that's
I
why I never got into Fairy Tale. Is like really soon into the show. I was like, this is gonna be really repetitive. It's just gonna be
I
the
don't
same
know.
thing.
I don't know how they're still keeping that show going. I mean, I've never watched it, and I can't watch it. If I start watching it now, then I'll get to the end by the time I'm like 23, and I'm 17 now. So
So,
um, I don't know how they
ugh.
managed to make it go so far, and they're still not done. From what I've heard, as of whatever day that this goes up, they have not gotten like really all that much closer to finding the end goal of the entire show. So I don't know how they're gonna milk. I don't know how they're gonna milk it for the next like 10 years to keep it going, but it just needs to end already.
Yeah, like there's shows like that. Like I got so when I first started watching anime, I started with Full Metal Alchemist because my friend had the manga and she was like, "Hey, you want to come over to my house and like, watch it because I didn't watch it." And that was my first anime. Was Oh no, no it wasn't. My first anime was Sword Art Online. And that I watched to its completion and going back and watching it now, it's so cringy. Oh, so bad. Like when I first watched it, I'm like, oh, this is such a cool idea. Ah! And now going back and watching it, I was like, ew, gross. What was appealing to this for me?
am I the
Anyways,
am, am, am I the only one that remembers Code Lyoko, or was that a fever dream?
I do not remember Code Lyoko.
It was like I know it was an actual show. I think it was on I think it was on Four Kids. I think it was on Four Kids. Um, it was about these kids who had like these huge ass, and they went into like a video game and they like fought like monsters and shit. Yeah, they fought monsters and shit, and it was like a cult classic. Everyone loved it. I never like got into it, but I saw like snippets of episodes on the TV, and I thought, what is this? This is funky. Very interesting.
Uh, See, this was like the only like spy show I got into that was made for kids was
Oh,
Codename Kids Next Door.
can I see this?
It's on the so just for reference, me and John are on a Discord call right now, and I'm screen sharing it. It's on the thing.
Oh, so they can see it.
Yeah, they can't. But
Sure. Saw bits of it. I saw bits of it.
yeah, I saw like a
I
bunch of
liked
bits of
it.
it, and it was really weird. Um, I don't know. It was one of those shows that I never really got into, but when it was on, I would watch it, kind of deal.
I never really got into shows at
Yeah.
all, like growing up. Like if they were on, I'd watch them, and then that was the end of it until next time I caught them on TV.
Mhm. See, for me,
The
like in when I used to live with my brother, I have six nieces and a nephew. So I lived with about four of my nieces and my brother and my sister-in-law, and we were sitting there, and they came out with the new Ninja Turtles. It was the one on Nickelodeon. I think it was made in like 2011. It was just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Nickelodeon, whatever. And it was really like that's we started watching it, and uh but we started watching it and that was became a thing that we just like did all together. It was constantly like every Friday we'd actually order pizza and watch it all together. Like that's serious. We ordered pizza and we watched it all together. It was fun. And I wish I could do that with some other shows where it's just like constantly that and like cables going out of style too.
oh yeah, God yeah, Cape. I mean, I give it another 5 or 6 years, and cable won't be a thing anymore. I'm calling it now.
Yeah. But this was the Turtles I watched. I don't know when it came out.
That one came out in like
2012.
20, yeah, somewhere around there.
But that's when we started all watching it, and it became like a big thing in our house where we were just like, oh yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles! And it was just a big deal. And then me and my brother were actually sitting out in the garage. This was like when I was over at my brother's for like a week or so. And I was just hanging out, and we ended up watching the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. And
Yeah,
because he has them on disc, he has like all three of them on disc. And the cool thing about the discs are they're the I don't know what they're called, like the overlay I guess of the like top of the
yeah.
disc is a pizza. It's cool. Is really cool. Hold on, I'll see if I can find it. Um, but what? Sorry, I just found a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mona Lisa.
Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Go back. Go back. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
We're not diving into that can of worms.
um,
Not yet, damn it. Not yet. It's too soon. It's too fucking soon.
um,
We'll do a DeviantArt episode in like season 2. We're not there yet.
oh god. No, I want
The
to find the
one
picture of the actual disc.
the one movie the one Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that I saw, I think it was like in 2008. It was the animated one. I think it was just called TMNT. And
Uh,
uh a lot of people didn't like it for some reason. I loved it. Third one. Third picture.
this
That one.
one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Dude, that movie kicked ass and I still like it. I watched it like a couple months ago and it still holds up. I don't know why people don't like it. I think it's pretty cool.
See, I think
Raphael is like a motorbike guy. He's like he has a motorcycle and like some like shredder power armor. And he's like a total badass throughout the whole movie. It's great.
I think the only like movie I don't know. I don't know what movie that I liked. Oh, I liked The Croods as a kid, and now everyone
Yeah.
like kind of hates it. But I loved it as a kid. Like I have it on disc because I was like, I want The Croods on DVD because I wanted to be able to like watch it whenever I wanted to. That and
I
like
wouldn't
okay, so here's a funny story. When I was a kid and How to Train Your Dragon came out, my mom got it on from like Blockbuster. Um like dead serious a Blockbuster like DVD. And we went and
yeah,
got it.
I had a Blockbuster card.
And so we got it, and she never returned it, so we ended up just keeping it and like owning it. And every time I go to my mom's house, I would watch How to Train Your Dragon on repeat all of the time. And she had
Hmm.
a roommate. Her name was Tanya. It's her best friend, and like she's practically like my third mom. Um, but like she eventually threw out the DVD while I was gone. I came back one day and I'm like, "Where's my How to Train Your Dragon?" She goes, "Oh, I lost it." I was like, uh, uh, what am I supposed to do? So instead, I played Ninja Turtles on the Xbox 360 that we had in the room because that's what she had.
Yeah.
She had the Ninja Turtles game, and it was actually pretty. And then eventually, she had to get rid of the Xbox 360, and I was really sad. Um,
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Um, I think that the really good DreamWorks movies are better than the really good Pixar movies.
Probably.
I said it. Yeah, I admit it. I will fully admit the Kung Fu Panda series is probably one of my favorite film series like of all time.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're so good.
Here.
I haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon 3. I probably won't because I kind of stopped after the second one. But those two movies, mwah, mwah, beautiful, excellent. I love them.
See.
What else they did?
I
They
want.
they did didn't they do the no, no, they didn't. I'm thinking of Blue Sky. No,
Oh.
that's different. I'm thinking of the Peanuts movie.
Oh. I
I thought
think.
DreamWorks did that, but they didn't. I think it was Blue Sky. They did like open season and shit like that. And I liked the first one, and then they kept making more, and then I
Yeah.
stopped liking it after that.
This one, the 2015 one, or a different one?
Yeah, yeah.
The 2015 one was made by I don't know.
I'm
Um,
pretty sure.
Fox Family Entertainment. I don't know by what director.
Well, look up who made it, who like produced it. I'm I swear it's Blue Sky. I think. No, no,
Blue
no.
Sky. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I knew it. Let's go.
Um, I don't know, but I never really got into like big series or stuff like that.
No, me neither. Except, okay, the first time that I actually like wanted to keep up with the show and like see what happened in the next episode was with Adventure Time.
Ah,
Um, because I mean, we were young when that first came out.
yeah,
It's so crazy looking back, man. Because I remember when that show like got revealed, and it feels like it happened like 2 months ago.
yeah.
Bonkers.
It's
But
weird.
that I saw it, it hooked me. I was like, okay, now this looks pretty fun, and I loved it. I loved it. kept up with it for like the first couple seasons, but I had like a DVR, like a cable
Yeah.
box, and you could record the episodes and
Yeah.
then you could watch them later, um, in case you miss them on TV, and that's what I did, and it worked for a good chunk of time, and then it just stopped for some reason.
Your DVR
So
stopped?
like, no, like the DVR worked fine. I meant recording the next episode because like you could have it preset
Oh yeah, so
to
every time it
record
came on it
every
recorded it.
every episode in the series. You could have it automatically record. It didn't at some point. It just stopped for all the shows that I was watching.
Hmm.
I was watching Adventure Time, Steven Universe, the newer Cartoon Network shows.
Yeah.
I was recording all of them, and I I lost track of Adventure Time because it didn't record it anymore.
Yeah.
I still haven't finished the series since where I left off, and I left off pretty early on, like in the middle of like season two. That's where it stopped for me. Um, and I've never watched it after that. Never got caught up. It's not it's a bad show. It's a great show, and I'm
Yeah.
sure that if I
It's just you just
forced,
don't have either the
I,
option to catch up with it or you just don't have the
no, I've
time.
I've I've got the option and I've got the time, but just it takes for especially for TV shows, it takes a lot to actually like pull me in
Yeah.
to where like I'll sit down and I'm like, oh, I'm invested in this. Like perfect example, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Everyone says that show is fantastic, that it's one of the best shows ever made, and I'm pretty sure that they're all right. I've never seen it, but I'm not really like dying to see it
Yeah.
anytime soon. Like if by some miracle I catch an episode or something, then I'll watch it. If I like it, maybe I'll check out something else. But I mean, it takes a lot, even if
Yeah.
it's a really good show, to get me invested into it. To where I actually want to be like, yes, next episode, let's go, come on, baby.
See,
That's what I try. I tried that with One Piece. That's what I tried to do with One Piece. I made it like 3 episodes in, and then I just gave up. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it.
See,
Um,
I was like that with some shows, like Fairy Tale. I tried to get into Fairy Tale, but I never just like really enjoyed it. It was just kind of like I could kind of tell it was gonna be really repetitive for me, anyways. But like I don't know,
even
I never really got
even
into
the
it.
even the few shows that I keep up with now, like My Hero Academia, love that show to death. I still watch it, but I haven't seen any of like the later half of season four. When I could go watch it right now if I wanted to. But it's like, eh, it's always gonna be there. I can do it later or whatever. I mean, I love the show. I love watching it. It's a great show. It's one of my favorites. But I'm not ever like compelled to like sit down and actually catch up on it or watch it for
See,
some reason. For
I
some
started
reason, I don't
My
know.
Hero, and I like it. Don't get me wrong; it's a good show. I
Ooh,
genuinely like it,
ooh.
and I just haven't watched the rest. I'm on episode 3, and I just have no motivation to go and start watching it. Yet I have the motivation and the will to go and watch like 8 episodes of Chrono Mines at one time, and I
Yeah, I can't
don't know why.
unless okay, unless it's like the only things that I can actually binge is like something like Jackass. Like I could easily binge all the Jackass movies back to back and get a kick out of it the whole time. Or like comedy guys, like comedians. I could watch them for hours on end
Yeah.
and just get a kick out of it. But like shows with actual plot and characters, it's not that they're bad, they're great. They're great. I just don't feel the need to watch them when I could easily do so whenever I want. It's
Yeah.
weird. So like by the time My Hero ends, I'm gonna have to like take 2 years to actually see to the rest of it when everyone already knows how it ended.
Exactly. I got like that what was it? I was watching Attack on Titan. And so when I got into Attack on Titan, the show had kind of already died because there wasn't going to be
Yeah.
like a second season or whatever. So I was perfectly content on watching it by myself. And then the second season came out, and before I was like keeping up with it, I was like, "Oh hell yeah, it's on like Crunchyroll or whatever." Like, "Yeah, let's continue watching it." And then it got popular again, and then I didn't want to watch it anymore. Like my interest completely died because I didn't So I'm really big. So hint, hint. I'm a shipper. I do like ships and stuff. But the thing is I get pulled into a lot of drama because I multi-ship. I literally do not care unless it's like actually gross. So like Marvel. So Marvel, for instance, there are some popular ships like my Iron Man and Doctor Strange and stuff like that. But then there's this
The
one
fuck?
ship we don't talk about. It's Peter Parker and Tony Stark. I don't know what it compels people to put these two people together. It is. Ugh,
Man, I miss when
ugh.
Marvel fans actually were Marvel fans and not just people that watched the movies because the characters were cool.
I actually really okay. Another unpopular opinion. I genuinely liked Age of Ultron. I don't know why. I love Age of Ultron.
Here's a really unpopular fact. I have not seen damn near any of the MCU movies
Huh.
at all. I saw Avengers 1 when it came out, like a couple months after it came out.
Mhm.
I've seen uh like like 3 days ago while I was at my grandparents' house, I saw like the last 45 minutes of Spider-Man Far From Home.
Ooh.
Um still, I mean, and it was good. I liked it. Um Still haven't seen Homecoming, even though Spider-Man's easily my favorite superhero. Still haven't seen Homecoming. Still haven't seen any of the newer Avengers movies. Haven't seen Age of Ultron. Uh haven't seen any of the old stuff. I think I saw Iron Man 2 like one time way back when, but I mean it's the same thing. They're good movies. I'm sure they're fantastic movies and there's a reason that everyone loves them, but I'm just not compelled to actually sit down and watch them.
Yeah, and that's understandable. Like, I don't know. I never got into the Thor movies. Thor movies are
Yeah.
like those are one of the ones where I'm like, no, I refuse to sit
I don't
down and watch it
really
because they seem like one of those movies where I'm gonna be bored as hell the entire
I don't
time.
I just don't really like Thor as a character or like a superhero
Yeah,
really
a
all
little
that
bit.
much. I mean, he's fine from what I've seen. He was funny in the first Avengers, but I mean, he's just kind of like the stereotypical Greek god that everyone knows about. I mean, I like the weird shit, the weird and interesting shit. That's
Yeah.
why I like That's why I like Spider-Man. That's why I like Hulk and shit like that. Like all the crazy guys. I mean, like I like Iron Man. I like Iron Man, but he's not one of my favorites. He's not one of my favorites. Doctor Strange is pretty cool. I don't know if I'd consider him one of my favorites, but I like the shit that he can do. Um,
See, I really liked so when I was watching Doctor Strange, I had to start and stop it a bunch. Like a lot of times. I would sit down and watch like 20, 30 minutes of it and I have to get up and be like, "Nope, can't do it anymore. It's too much. My brain can't process it." And then then I had to go back and be like, "Okay, I'm ready." And then I'd sit down for another 20 to 30 minutes and then get up and like go do something else. And I just couldn't sit down and watch it fully. But once I finished it and like finally got it over with, I rewatched it a bunch. Like I really like the movie. Just the first run through, I could not sit down and watch it fully. I don't know why. Like at all. It was really weird.
I did see both Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I did see those. Love those movies. Those are great stuff. Great shit. I love those movies. Uh, but again, it was really hard to get me to watch the first one. Um, I saw the second one in theaters. I saw the second one in theaters, and then um, like my parents had to like heavily convince me to see the first one, and I was like, fine, I'll watch it. And when I watched it, I loved it. It was great. I love that movie.
See,
It
I
just takes a
watched
lot.
the second one first, and then I was like, oh, my dad wanted to go back and watch the first one, and so I went and watched the first one. But I think what really got me into Marvel was my brother. My brother got me into Marvel. Like, okay, so here's the thing. I was a late start Marvel fan, so I came in, when Infinity War came out, and I really got into it. I went
Mm-hmm.
back and I watched the rest of them, and I really love it. It became one of my biggest, like, hyperfixations. Still is to this day. I still go back and watch it. But I don't know what was with me and Tony Stark. I don't know what clicked in my mind and was like, I love Tony Stark so goddamn much. I think it was the fact that like I don't know. Iron Man 3 hit really hard for me for some reason.
Hmm.
Just because again, it deals with the like subject of mental health and stuff like that, and representation in the media, and like a depiction of a panic attack and stuff like that. It was really like fun. Just to like, okay, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all. It was bad because I related to it. I was like, oh god, oh Jesus, oh god, what the hell? Um, but I think that's one of the things that really clicked with Tony Stark with me was just like how much I could relate to him as just a dude, like just a normal
Hmm.
dude who just had a bad relationship with some of his parents and was like distant. I don't know. I don't know what was with me, and just like that. And I really love Pepper Potts. I love her so much.
Yeah.
Like I love Pepper Potts. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up about Tony Stark because I could go on and 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 on for hours.
Well, I mean that's exactly why I like Spider-Man, and I mean Spider-Man and Hulk is because that's why I think the Marvel superheroes are better than DC's superheroes
Mhm.
because Marvel superheroes are actually people, right?
Yeah.
Like anyone could have gone into that lab and gotten bit by that spider and has to deal with being Spider-Man. That could have happened to anybody. Superman, no, he was born with it. Flash, no, he was born with it, right? Like all the DC heroes either aren't that interesting or just aren't really people at all. I mean, they're not. They're just a vessel to see cool shit on screen happen. And I mean, that's fine, right? I like Superman. He's all right. But there's a reason that Batman kicks everyone's ass when it comes to DC Comics because he's actually a person.
Yeah. See, that's the thing I never really liked about DC. I was like, they literally could like pull a thing from a hat and make a character out of it, like, and just randomly. But no, like for me, Tony Stark was like he went through some serious emotional trauma, and eventually he
Mm.
was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and it was I don't know what was with me and Tony Stark. I love Tony Stark oh so much, so oh
I also,
so dear to my
I
heart.
also just, I also just think that DC's heroes really aren't all that cool.
Not really.
They're not.
They're
I
like
don't
basic
think they're that.
generic
I
superheroes.
don't I mean, I like the Flash. I really like the Flash. He's pretty cool. Everyone likes Batman. I like Batman. I
I never really
don't
liked Batman.
really I don't really like Superman though. I don't. I think he's. I mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy. Like I'm sure if I took him out to dinner, I'd have a good time. But he's just not that interesting because I think it's because there's no stakes when it comes to characters like Superman. Like there's no oh, is he gonna live? Is he gonna die? Right? Like there's no stakes or threats. It's either oh, Superman's gonna beat this villain in this movie, or he's gonna beat him in the next movie or the next comic or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just boring. And even the Green Lantern, I love the idea of the Green Lantern. Dude, that shit is awesome. Being able to just like make anything with your mind and have it act like that thing, that's awesome. But I think it's really boring how they did it. I mean, Hal Jordan's just like this stoic guy, right?
Yeah.
He's just a dude. He's just like some stoic superhero. And I mean, it's probably because I haven't read any of the comics because I'm not even going to try to open that can of worms because there's a lot of shit that I'd have to catch up on. Same reason why I don't watch TV shows when they're really late into the game.
Yeah.
Um, but I guess it's just because I haven't read any of the comics. But I mean, with Marvel, like I've seen the early 2000 Spider-Man movies, and those
Yeah.
movies are great. And Spider-Man's up in the mainstream, and all the Marvel heroes are up in the mainstream, which I don't hate. It's weird because like I kind of liked it when it was like this niche thing that only like a good chunk of people knew about and liked. But now it's like everyone knows who these characters are, and I mean that's good. That's cool. Like more people, more Spider-Man fans, more Marvel fans. Hell yeah, let's go. But now it's to the point where like you kind of just know what to expect, right?
A little
It's
bit.
like it's like, oh, this is what's gonna happen with the heroes and the villains, and everyone's gonna love it, and everyone's gonna try to, like uh, market and profit off of it. Um, and I mean, again, I'm sure the MCU movies are really good, um, but this is a little bit off topic, but do you know the one thing that I don't like about the MCU?
Sure.
Um, they did my man Hulk so goddamn dirty in the MCU.
Yeah.
They did him so bad, man. Even, I mean, he was cool. He was really cool in like the first Avengers movie. He kicked ass in that. Everyone knows the where he picks up Loki and just
Yeah, but
puny
that's
god.
Hulk, not
Everyone
Bruce
knows it.
Banner.
Everyone knows that scene. Well, no, Hulk was cool in that movie, but every movie after he got weaker and weaker and weaker, and by the time we get to Infinity War and Endgame, he's. I mean, there's no point. Why is he even in the movie if he's not going to do anything? Like Hulk tries to fight Thanos in one of them. I saw the clip on YouTube, and um, he gets his ass beat. Hulk gets his ass beat by Thanos without an Infinity Gauntlet, right? Just regular old Thanos. He's not cheating, using any powers or anything. He's just out strengthening the Hulk, which makes no goddamn sense.
Well, he's an alien, Broski.
I mean,
Alien
dude, do you
weights.
even know? Okay, but the whole deal with
Alien
Hulk
shake
is
weight.
that the whole deal with Hulk is that the angrier he gets, the more strength that he gets. So he literally has potentially endless amounts of energy. So if he just keeps getting more pissed off, then he will just like end up bodying anyone, right? Not not Thanos. When he gets his ass beaten by Thanos, he doesn't get more angry. He doesn't get stronger. He just kind of sucks it up and takes it, and then he's out of the fight. Um, and that's why I think the 2008 Hulk movie, The Incredible Hulk, was a much better movie compared to Hulk in the newer stuff because Hulk in that movie kicked ass, dude. He was scary. He was menacing in that movie. When he turned into the Hulk, everyone was like, "Oh shit!" Uh, it was so cool. And the fight with Abomination at the end, oh my god! I cannot tell you how many times I've re-seen that fight just because of how fucking cool it is. It is, dude. It's so cool. He freaking smashes Hulk smashes a cop car in half, rips off the two ends, and uses them as boxing gloves to just beat up Abomination on the street. It's so fucking cool.
Oh, what does that remind me of? What does that remind me? Oh, okay. For some reason, the card thing reminded me of either Zootopia or Kung Fu Panda 2. Pick your fighter.
What? What do you
Pick your
mean, pick
fighter.
my fighter?
Okay, pick your fighter. Zootopia or Kung Fu Panda 2? Which one do you want me to
Okay.
explain? Which one? How I related it to it?
Well, Kung Fu Panda 2 is much better than Zootopia, so go ahead.
Okay, Kung Fu Panda 2. You know that scene where he's chasing the wolf dude, and then they're like on the like carts for like food?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what that reminded me of. But the Zootopia one is where like the weasel dude was like skating on some cars. The poor little rodent babies. They were like, no. They were zooming through the streets with the cars as like roller skates. I don't know. It was kind of cheesy, but you know. You know they're changing the name of Zootopia to Zootropolis.
Huh?
Yeah, it's getting changed. The name of Zootopia is getting changed to Zootropolis because it Zootopia is apparently really Western, like it's very U.S. and they want to be able to sell it more, so they're changing it to Zootropolis
So, like, they're just rechanging it for different countries or for everybody,
for
like us
everybody.
too.
For everybody.
That the fuck? That doesn't make a guy. Wait. So they're gonna take the movie that already exists,
Mhm.
that has been produced and animated with that title screen, and they're gonna change it.
Yeah, and so me and Caden, we were hanging out at his house, and we were like scrolling through Disney Plus or whatever, and I see Zootropolis, and I go, wait, wasn't it Zootopia? And he goes, oh yeah, they're changing it. I go, what? So we go back and
What?
watch the movie. We go back and watch the movie, right? And I'm like, wait, so are they gonna change the name in like the movie? Or they whenever they say Zootopia, are they gonna have to change it to Zootropolis? And they don't. They don't change what's in the script.
What?
It's still Zootopia in the script.
Well, I
Like,
mean, you also gotta think. Hey, dumb dumb big heads up at Disney. The movie was on Blu-ray like 2 years ago. So all the DVDs that you produced are still calling it Zootopia. There are more titles of it being called Zootopia than there isn't. I think that's really stupid. At
Yeah.
the very if you're gonna do that, right? At least just change it for the countries that need it, right?
Yeah.
Keep Zootopia in America because that's what the hell the movie was called in the first place. That's the
That and
movie
it's
that
an
everyone
American.
knows about. Yeah,
That and
if
it's
you're
more
gonna like,
American based. Like
if you're gonna send it,
Zootropolis, no one's gonna buy because guess what? It sounds like a DVD knockoff of Zootopia.
if you're gonna send it to Japan, then you can change the name. And I mean, that's what a lot of movies do. That's why it's called localization because in post editing you can change the movie for different countries instead of hmm, I've got a great idea.
Change it
This
for
movie,
everyone.
one of the best-selling Disney movies of all time. It's been out for like what, half a decade, let's say. I have an idea. Let's change it. Let's change it right now to a different title, even though it's been on Blu ray. So everyone already has the original title. Let's change it anyway for the other countries who I'm pretty sure got the title as Zootopia over there anyway. So why change it if they already know what it's called over there?
No idea. But here's another
Oh,
thing.
Disney fucking sucks, dude.
uh, here's the thing too is so Disney Plus during once like the whole like lockdown thing happened, Disney Plus was like, "Hey, we're going to release Frozen 2 earlier for y'all cuz it was supposed to come on in like May."
Uh-huh.
And the only reason they did it was like because y'all are sad and we want y'all to have some cheer in your life. You know, get that good old good spirit by making your kids watch Frozen 2 and have them sing all of the time. Like it's I don't know what's with it in children, but like you watch you I don't know if you did this, but a lot of my family members or stuff like that, we all like had a phase. Like let's take me for instance, like the How to Train Your Dragon thing, where you just constantly watch a movie over and over and over and
Yeah.
over. I don't know if you had that, but I did, and that's how a lot of kids work now. Is just you rewatch the same piece of media over and over and over and over
Yeah.
and over again. And I don't know. It's weird, and that's what's gonna happen. And I feel bad for parents of small children.
Well, did you hear what happened with the fucking Troll sequel that they did?
Yeah, they released it like straight up, just like here, y'all get a Fandango thing, and then y'all can just watch it on your laptop.
Yeah. Wasn't released in theaters. You had to pay, I think it was like $24. You had to pay $24
Yeah,
per viewing, but you could just like watch it on like Disney Plus or whatever. It wasn't in theaters, and that really scares me because now what's going to happen
is they
is
all know it's
because
gonna they
so
can do
many
that.
exactly because so many 5-year-olds wanted to see Trolls 2 that they thought, "Hmm, well it sold well, so this must be a good idea. Let's make every movie
Ugh,
not in theaters
I
and
hate
only
that.
downloadable through Disney Plus." You know that's what they're going to do. That's exactly what they're going to do.
And that's what they were talking
It
about on the news too, is like how this is gonna change the movie industry, like period, is just how much it's gonna like affect the way they can think about releasing movies and stuff like that. And that's another again, that scares me too because I like sitting in a theater, on opening night everyone's like chilling and they all just scream all together. Like it's a sense of community thing.
yes,
I don't know. Like
it's
When we were watching Sonic and that scene
yes.
happened, for anyone who hasn't watched it, we're not going to talk
Oh
about
my
that
god.
scene. But the point is,
We're not
when
going to
that scene
spoil it,
happened
but
and then everyone screamed and yelled, it was great.
it
Ugh.
was so good. It was so good. God, I got to
Go
watch
watch the
that
Sonic movie.
movie again. I got to watch that movie again.
I tried to
Uh,
convince my mom to do it. I was like, Mom, let's watch Sonic. She goes, No. I go, Why? She goes, Because every time I hear that stupid little ding noise, I think of that blue little little bastard. Blue little bastard. I'm like,
oh, your
Okay.
mom doesn't like him very much.
No, because she hates that noise. She has a thing with small noises, and I think it's like I don't know, it's a certain thing, but she hates little noises. Like it seriously pisses her off.
What
A pen clicking,
what
like
what sound is she talking about? Is she talking about like when he
the
picks up a
coin.
ring or when
Yeah,
he jumps?
the ring.
That sound isn't even in the movie.
I know, and I'm like, dude, it shows up
It's
like twice.
in the movie like yeah twice, and it's at the end of the movie.
That's the thing. And she was like, no, you can watch it after I go to sleep. I'm like, but that's not the point. I want to watch it with you. She's like, no, I don't want to.
And, but I mean, there it makes sense. It does. Like from a strategic and money making standpoint, it makes sense to make it so where movie theaters aren't a thing anymore. Because you got to pay to have them in the theaters. You got to pay the royalties, right? You got to think about the different, like getting them all set up in the different theaters and all that stuff.
You got to
Instead, you
think
could just
about
be
this
like,
too. You got to think about this too. Is the movie theater industry? Period. That's another like
right?
main source of income for this
Uh huh.
for like the state or the county or whatever too is movie theaters, because you can tax the hell out of
But
them. But then
yeah, and
again,
that's
movie theaters are gonna suck, so all the big corporations are gonna be making the money like that.
but I mean that's the thing. Like the last couple of years, movie theaters have only been going down in terms of people going to them in the first place.
Yeah, which
Right? Ever since this Disney Plus and Netflix and all these different like on-demand subscription video services, movie theaters are just going down. They are tanking, and what's going to happen is in a couple of years, if they don't balance it out, then there's just not going to be any more movie theaters.
um yeah, that's the thing too. Is like I like movie theaters. I like sitting in the dark and eating weird popcorn and
Right?
drinking bad soda. Okay,
With
I want
the
it.
big ass screen,
Yeah, some crying babies. That's the whole point
right?
of being in a movie theater. I don't know.
It's not that good of an experience, but it's one that it's fun. It's fun to remember on,
Yeah,
right? Like sometimes the trip to the movie theater and your time in the movie theater is better than the actual movie that you went and saw.
yeah.
I
Cause
mean, with all
like,
the modern stuff, it's just like, hey, you want to watch this movie? Yeah, okay. Sit on the couch. 2 hours go by. That's it. Yay, fun.
ooh, ugh,
I think, and I really don't. Even though I don't go to movie theaters all that much, because I mean, the whole gotta force me to watch something, even though I know I'm gonna like it, so, kind of deal. But
yeah,
I still don't want to see him go. Of course not.
yeah,
Movie theaters are the if you throw in right, like if a new movie comes out and you're like, hey, you want to go see this movie? If you mention that it's at the theater, that's gonna make me want to see it more,
yeah.
right?
Like more than just
Like,
being like, hey, you want to come over to my house and watch a movie? Like, no,
yeah,
that's boring.
I saw,
What are
I
we gonna
saw,
do
I saw
after?
Guardians, I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2 in theaters, and if I hadn't seen it in the theater, then I would have not seen the movie.
Yeah,
I would not have watched it.
I know. It's a weird thing. That's the thing with Sonic too. Like, I would have never watched it, like at
Oh,
all.
I still would have watched it. I still would have
I know
watched
you
it.
would have. That's you. You were like rooting for this movie to come out, but like,
Damn right. And oh, I'm so happy that it did good. Hell yeah. I can't wait for the
yeah,
sequel reveal. I'm so excited.
I know. Um, oh, I was watching a thing with Ben Schwartz. It wasn't the Schwartz and Middleditch thing. It was a interview by Polygon with Pat. Um, by the way, go watch Polygon too. It's really good. Polygon's a really good channel. I don't know, it's good. Anywho, point back to the point is they were. It was really weird. Because he was like, I really hope they let us do a sequel. Please, I hope they let us do a sequel. Sony,
Oh,
please let us do a
they're gonna let it. They're
please.
gonna let them do it. I can already tell.
Yeah. God.
Especially with that cliffhanger at the end. I mean, come on, come
Yeah.
on. My only hope for the sequel for the Sonic movie 2 is that I hope they take most stuff from the games instead of like making up their own thing.
Yeah.
Like I liked the movie. I really did. Not just because I'm a Sonic fan, but because it's a cute movie. I enjoyed it. But the one thing that I don't like about it is that it's every buddy cop, every, like hop kind of movie that we've seen before. They don't really do anything new with it, except at the end. When Sonic's fighting Eggman, and I think those are my favorite parts of the movie
Yeah.
because it's different. It's not the road trip buddy cop, right? It's not something that we haven't seen before, only with Sonic this time.
Yeah.
I like the scenes when Sonic and James Marsden, I forget his name, Donut Lord or whatever. Um, my favorite scenes with those two characters is when they're not in the car, right, and they're letting Sonic do his own thing, right.
Yeah.
I think the movie would be a lot better without James Marsden there, like just as the gotta be a human character who drives the car around, right? I think it would have been a lot better without him in there, and I'm hoping because of the ending that that's what's going to happen with the second one.
Yeah.
Please, please, God, please. That's what I want. I want, man. I just want. I want the sequel to.
You good? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What happened? What happened? Oh no. Is he okay? What happened here? Hello? Can I not hear? Uh-oh. Oh god. 1 second, we're having technical difficulties. Once again, we're using Discord to try and get this to record. Hold on 1 second. Hello?
Hello?
There we go! It's back! Yay!
That was weird. What
I
the
know,
hell
that was.
happened?
I have no idea. Um, technical
Did it? Did
difficulties, y'all.
it, it didn't stop the recording, did it?
No, it didn't. I just kept it going.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. Get
Anyways.
used to that, folks. That's gonna happen a lot. until we figure out how this shit works, you're gonna probably hear us cutting out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Sorry in advance.
Oops, sorry.
Oops.
Oops. Whoopsie daisy. Ugh. Okay. The daisy thing just reminded me of something else. Do you remember, I forget, I think it was my, like, Mario game on my DS, but, there was a mini game, and it was just, I think it was Yoshi
Yep,
pulling.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was the flower
Love,
game.
loves me not with Yoshi, baby.
Yeah, I don't understand the point of that game.
It's just, it's a mini game. Who fucking cares?
Dude, I remember playing, poker with Luigi, though.
Dude, okay. Hold the phone, bro. I think it was Super Mario 64 DS. I think that's the game that I had.
Mm-hmm.
No bullshit. I probably played the Luigi poker mini games more than the main game that it came with.
I know.
No bullshit. It was so simple, but it was so fun. And
It was so
fucking,
mind-numbingly fun.
I think the reason I loved it so much is because all the like small details on the top screen, like Luigi with his fancy ass suit on with his bow tie, and you could see Toad walking around with like with his tray of martinis, going to the other tables and
Yeah.
shit. It's just cute. It's cute. It's fun, and the music was great. And I want them to make an entire game called Luigi's Casino,
And you just play
where
poker. And you just play card games.
where
God,
you
please.
play a shit ton of poker mini games. That'd be so fun. Make it like $20. Hell yeah, I'd buy that in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, what are you
God,
thinking about? So a little backstory to this. We were doing a concert and John brought a Switch with him, and somehow he left it in the band room and it disappeared. We don't know what happened to it.
uh, yeah, my Switch has been gone for about 2 months, somewhere around there.
I still feel bad for you. Like I
Yeah,
still
so
feel
do
really
I.
bad.
I try not to think about it too hard. Um, I mean, I don't know if Christmas rolls around, which honestly, this is probably what's gonna happen because the new PlayStation and Xbox aren't really looking all that interesting or good to me.
Yeah.
So instead of getting one of those, I'm probably just gonna be like, hey,
Get me a
give
Switch.
me a new Switch, please, pretty please. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I'm sure they're gonna do. It's only like $300, but the problem with that is getting my games back.
Yeah.
I have most of my games on there were like digitally downloaded, so I can go back reinstall those at any point with my account, no problem.
It's
But
the cartridge game
the main games, right?
that you
Like
played were cartridge.
the important ones, the game that the games that everybody knows. Oh, that's a Switch game. Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Smash Brothers Ultimate, Mario Maker 2, Splatoon 2, all cartridge games. And I
Luigi
lost them with
Mansion.
my Switch. No, that one's digital. I got
Are you
Luigi's
serious?
Mansion 3 digital. Yeah.
Huh.
Dude, I pre-ordered that game. That's why I got it.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, the main important games are Gonzo along with the Switch. So that's gonna be a couple hundred more bucks
Yeah.
and a little bit of time before I get those back.
Well, that's why you have, birthday stuff and be like it's a bank holiday. I need money. Pull
I mean,
every excuse out of the book.
I've been doing fine without it. I've just been like avoiding all Nintendo news because I don't want to get excited when the next Smash Brothers character gets revealed and then I'm not allowed to go and buy it and play it. It sucks, but it's all right
Yeah.
because
Ooh, that's some cool portal art.
because I recently pre-ordered a game that's going to be better
Oh God.
than any Nintendo game anyway.
Jeebus.
Listen, listen, Kenzie, you have no idea, right?
No, I do have an idea because I had to deal with your Luigi's Mansion 3 stuff for like 3 months.
But that's
So,
not what I'm talking about. But
no,
okay,
I know that's not what you're talking
honestly,
about. I'm saying I've dealt with that kind of thing before.
I'm honestly much more passionate about this game than I am about Luigi's Mansion 3. Honest to God.
Yeah, obviously.
Because okay, so for those of you who don't know, I think it's like June 23rd,
I think that's what you
the
said.
remake to SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom is coming out. And oh my god, I am so goddamn excited. That game is one of the few games that I actually remember playing as a kid, right? That's like one of the games that actually stuck with me. And it's so
Mm,
good. It's not just because I'm nostalgic or anything, or because it's just SpongeBob and I love SpongeBob too, but it's because
yep, June
it's a
23rd.
legit good game. It's an actual good game. It's seriously, it is. It's so much fun, and there's so many references, and the controls are great, and there's different characters, and that's a whole can of worms. I could make a whole episode based on that alone, but
we'll do another episode about games and like first games and stuff that we remember. Um, unless you want to talk about it now, because I was just about to ask, what do you think? What do you remember as your first video game, like at all, console or mobile?
my first video. See, I honestly don't know, and I know, right? You don't know your first game. You can't call yourself a game player, you idiot. I don't because I played so much different shit as a kid. I played Ocarina of Time on the N64. I played on I think I played on a Super Nintendo at some point, but the main my first game system easily was the Wii.
Mhm.
That the Wii was my babysitter and my best friend growing up. Um uh and it easily has the group of games that I remember a lot growing up as Smash Brothers Brawl,
Yeah.
right? That game is so much fun. I got so many memories about that one. The Mario Galaxy games,
Huh.
the two Sonic games that were on there, even though one of them really wasn't all that good at all. Um, Actually, no, the three Sonic games, Sonic Colors, dude. I'm so nostalgic for that game, and it's still good. It's pretty damn good. I like it.
Yeah.
Um, and I had one of the old Wii's, right? So you could play if you had a GameCube controller, you could play GameCube games on it.
Yeah.
And I got a few. I had Sonic Mega Collection, which God, that shit is so nostalgic. I remember just sitting on the menus and like listening to the it's weird, like you wouldn't expect it.
Soothing
The
music.
music the music in the menu is so damn good,
Yeah.
but not for the reasons that you would think it is. Um, like you could look at the old Sonic comic covers, you could check out like promotional ads and shit.
Oh.
So good. And Spun Battle for Bikini Bottom. That's another great game. I remember I made it to the final part. It was really hard. I never ended up beating it, but
Oh.
I mean, I got through the game. It was really fun. I love it. I can't wait for the remake.
See, for me, my first game, well, okay, my first game console, I don't remember. I think it was either my DS, my DSi, or it was the Xbox 360. Those were my two, like, first. No, no, I lied. It was the Wii. I had a Wii in my house, and the audio didn't work, so we ended up just playing music while I played games. But I think it was either Wii Sports Resort was my first game, or Cooking Mama for the Wii.
Dude, I wanted Wii Sports Resort so much growing up
It's fun.
because, like, I mean, everyone had Wii Sports. It came with the system. Blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
You know, it's fine. It's a good game. Nothing fantastic or anything, but
Yeah.
um, I played Wii Sports Resort once at my uncle's house. It was the sword fighting,
Yeah!
the sword fighting game where you're on rails. There's like five different levels, and like
Oh,
just
you
these
did the
hordes of
wave
people come
one.
at you, and you just beat the shit out of them, like
Yeah!
knocking them off bridges and shit. That one mini game made me want to buy the game, and I still
Dude,
have not
it's
bought
so
it.
fun. No, that one,
Still don't have it.
so I tend to play the sword fighting one where you were just like standing on a platform over water and you just
Yeah,
beat the
yeah, that
hell out
one's
of
fun
them.
too.
That was the one that I played, and then I played, what was it? What was the other one? But no, oh yeah, so what was the thing? I was gonna say, my dad had this game on his Wii. It was a zombie game. I think it was like Shop Till You Drop or whatever. I don't know. It's a zombie game. It was really weird. I don't know why. I'll have to find it. Um, you drop zombies. There we go. Hopefully this should work. No, not that. No, it's for the Wii. Dead Rising. Chop Till You Drop. Never mind. It was that
Dead
one.
Rising.
That's what my dad used to play.
I thought it was like an obscure game that nobody had heard about.
I never knew about it. I never heard about it. But no, it was Dead Rising, and I got really confused. And so I played it once as a kid, and it was really. I was like 4. I was like 5 or 4 at the time, and I was playing it. And I got so freaked out. I had like a nightmare. It was not fun.
Dead Rising's pretty fun though.
Yeah, I mean, if I go back and play it now, I'm pretty sure it'd be pretty fun. But like, I
It's
pretty much
totally
just stayed in
fun.
the safe room the entire time.
I don't like how there's a time limit for most of the games. This is the one thing that I don't like about it.
But I don't know. It was fun. But
Yeah.
I don't know, but those were like my first games. But for my DS, when Brave came out, the movie, they made a Nintendo. They made a game for it, for your
No.
DS.
No.
And I had finished that game about 8 times. I guarantee it to you. I promise you.
Jesus.
I played that game so much. I finished it all. That and the Tinkerbell game. There was a Tinkerbell game for your DSi, and what it was is there was like certain tasks you had to do to get to the next season, and you'd unlock a bunch of stuff. It had a ton of customization stuff. Hi, moms. What you need? Hey, moms. Sorry, my dog isn't here, so if you hear rattling or um, I don't know, he whines a lot too. Anyways,
Dog thing.
dog things. Yeah, you hear dog things. It's because I have a dog. Um, but anyways, it was a really fun game, and I played it. I went through like 8 years in that game, like of just going through seasons, and I went through like 8 years. I played that game so much. It was bad. I want a DS. I want another DS. I want a DS. I don't want a 3DS though. Okay, I have a question. What was with those stupid flat DSs that couldn't fold?
Oh,
What
the
was
the
that
the
about?
the 2DS.
Yes.
It was basically just a 3DS that couldn't fold and didn't have 3D, and it was cheaper.
Ew.
Yeah, I mean
Why
they're
did they
really
make
crusty.
that?
They're crusty looking, but I mean they were cheaper, so I guess if you're budgeted, then go for it. I guess
Harvey, sir.
I'll stand by the 3DS though. That damn system has so many good games on it.
Yeah, I'll give that.
So
I
many
got
good
really
games on
sad
it.
like as a kid because I had a DSi and I couldn't play 3DS games because there were a bunch of 3DS games that I really wanted to play
Uh,
and I just couldn't.
I had a I had a DSi, and the one thing that I was really disappointed about going to the 3DS is that Flipnote Studios wasn't on the 3DS.
Yeah, I made a couple Flipnote. I didn't know how the audio worked for Flipnote Studio.
I sucked at Flipnote. I couldn't figure out how to make anything.
I can make like some basic things, but like it was bad, and I didn't know how audio worked because like it would be like, oh, here's your first audio clip, here's your second one, so like stuff like that.
Yeah. There was this one Flipnote. It was me and one of my old buddies. We were sitting on his couch, and it scared the piss out of us. We were legit creeped out by it. It was a dude waking up from his bed. He goes downstairs, right? He hears a knock at the door. He opens up the door, and it's Elmo there. Elmo's standing in the door, and he's got like sharp teeth, and he goes, "Elmo
What?
knows where you live." And then the dude screams, and then it ends.
Oh, Elmo Flipnote. It's the first thing that floats
Oh,
up.
you found it!
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like 23 seconds.
Dude, it's fucking bonkers. And then it like threatens you at the end. It's like rate 5 stars or Elmo will find you. And I was like, how do we rate? How the fuck do we rate 5 stars? Jesus Christ. Oh, I love it.
He dies on the floor.
Yeah. Fucking bonkers.
The music
Dude,
at the end is decent.
that scared us so much as kids.
No. Oh, it was the dude with the shirt. Like the original one. With the cat and stuff.
Is your screen sharing?
Oh, no, I'm not. Hold on. I need to do that.
I remember the one flipping up that like came with it, like with the app where it was like the swimmer dude.
Yeah,
Like he runs.
that's the one I'm looking at right now.
He drop kicks the dude.
This one.
Oh yeah, I remember that one too. Yeah.
Why is it so zoomed in?
300%.
The music is weird.
Crazy.
Crazy. Where is it? Flipnote
There's
Studio
this really.
was good. Okay.
It was great.
Kirby Superstar.
I love.
Animated. Anyways, before we get sidetracked and completely forget that we're recording, ugh.
What time are we at?
We are at an hour and 12 minutes.
We hit an hour, boys. Look at that. We're doing this right.
We're doing it right. What do you need, bud?
God, I hope this sounds good when it's over. I really don't want to have to try it again.
I know. But I mean, that's the point. I mean, okay. So before this episode, we recorded this actual episode. Harvey, can you chill out, dude? We had to record it like twice, and so the first one he didn't know it was recording, and then something happened. I don't remember. Oh no, your voice got staticky at the end. And the second one, I had to pause it because my dad walked in or whatever, and and we didn't know where we left off. So then we had to do this one. And even though, and like I said, hey, when I do the countdown, I'm gonna hit record. And then I hit record after I like got done counting down, and he still didn't know that we were recording.
Shut up. Listen,
God.
fellas, all you watching or listening to this, this isn't professional.
Not at all. I'm recording on a Turtle Beach mic right now.
That's what I would be using too right now, but because I don't have my microphone with me because I'm at my grandpa's house, I'm literally just like yelling into my phone right now.
No!
Like I'm not using a mic. It's just picking up like everything around me.
God, I haven't heard anything around you.
Well, I mean, because I'm outside and it's quiet. I'm on the back porch.
I'm in my living room, so I hear my dad come out every like 30 seconds. So sorry
yeah,
about
but
that too.
hopefully, because I go home Thursday, so
really?
when I get back, yeah, so when I get back home, maybe I'll sound better with my actual microphone.
Maybe, who knows?
That'd be nice, because I mean, then I could just record anywhere, and I wouldn't have to worry about where I go.
Yeah.
For outside audio, it's just plug it in, boom, I can record taking a shit. and they won't know. I'm probably not gonna do that.
Yeah,
That's
please
probably not
don't.
gonna. I promise. That's
Jesus Christ.
fuck, dude. See, this is fun. See, okay, look, I I think it must have been like for 2 solid years I've always wanted to do a podcast. I don't know why, just because I might be egocentric and just like to hear myself talk, or I wanted a podcast that like I could actually enjoy listening to.
Yeah.
And I mean, like not just because I'm in it, but because the shit that we actually talked about so far, I'm actually interested in
Yeah.
and like enjoy and stuff. And I just think it would be fun. I just think it would be fun, and it is fun.
Here's the thing too, especially
And
like if we get more people to it's like take Kristen for example, if we convince her to get
yeah,
Discord and like throw her in the call, guess what? Now we
people
have
could
special
join,
guests. Look at that.
right? Well, we say special guests, but nobody knows who they are.
People on Tumblr do.
Guests. Well, we can't give away her identity like that.
I'm not. I'm not
We're
giving
friends.
people her Tumblr.
Guess what,
What?
viewers? We're friends with an artist, a popular artist.
Oh yeah.
She takes she takes commissions and everything, and we're best friends with her. So ha,
That and she drew that one photo of um you know what photo I'm talking about, I hope.
the one as me as a furry bear.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. Funny story. She wanted she wanted the answers to like one of my math homework assignments, and I was like, okay, but you got to draw me something. And she's like, all right, what
Sure.
do you want? And I was like, I want you to interpret me as a furry. Now keep in mind, I'm not a furry. I don't swing that way. But I was like, I'm curious to see what she can come up with. Um, 2 days go by. She sends me a picture. It's me as a bear. She picked a bear,
If you
and
send me the photo, I can
I'm
probably put it up.
shit. I don't even have the.
I think it's somewhere.
Uh,
Anyways, go back with
I'd
the
have
story
to.
and I'll go and look for it.
I'm gonna dig. I'm digging for it right now. But and um, I did her math homework in return. She was like, "Here, drew you as a furry. If you like it."
It was so curt. Like I think that's the most cursed photo I think Kristen has put out.
I think no, it isn't. No, it's not.
There's worse.
There was. I've seen one thing worse. She was doing a commission for a guy. I'm not gonna disclose what it was,
I think
but
I think I remember which one you're talking about. I'm not entirely sure though.
it happened this semester. None good. That's all I'm gonna say. None good.
None good.
None good. Oh, where? I know it's in here somewhere.
You'll have to text that to me and tell me what it is. Anyways, but we can do that. Harvey! Broski! What are you whining about? Are you done? He started whining because I don't think he knew. He got up on my bed. I think he was whining because he couldn't get up on my bed and wanted me to go help him.
Yep.
So my dog is three-legged and old. Um, and so I had to pause the other recording because Harvey had to go outside. And I live up on stilts. I live about like 19 feet in the air, I think, about ish. So we have
Uh-huh.
stairs up, and Harvey will go up the stairs, but sometimes he'll like his foot will miss and he'll sprawl out across the stairs. So eventually, like it was like we were like 4 steps up, and he did his thing, and he can't get up when you do that. So eventually, I just scooped him up and carried him up the rest of the stairs.
Scoop.
And, yeah, I just scooped. Um.
Well, I can't find it, but
Oh
I did find this that I made from 2015.
no.
Let me see you so everyone can see it.
I gotta. Anyways, But this is pretty much what independent reading time is. It's us rambling about some
So,
some
some
nice
stupid.
some nice stuff. Some nice stuff over here.
I'm sure. Obviously, farther down the line, if we decide to keep this going, we'll
It'll
actually
actually
have
have
like topics to
yeah.
focus on for the whole time. But I mean, I guess this one's just kind of like a get to know how we operate kind of deal,
Yeah.
like what we're into and how we fuck Morty and how we talk and shit like that. Morty, oh sorry.
He does that all the time.
Yeah, I have an oath. I don't even watch Rick and Morty all that much, but I have an oath. Every time I burp, I gotta say Morty.
Is it this one? Yeah. So
Yeah.
through it on the top. Um, this is what John sends me every once in a while. Um,
This was my peak comedy back in 2015.
herpa derp.
Yeah, man. I we see. Isn't it fun looking back and realizing like 5 or 6 years ago how much of a cringy motherfucker you were?
Oh God, I have so much worse.
Dude, I love it.
Oh no. Okay, there we go. I broke it for a minute. Um, yeah, some of the stuff I had in like 2012, 2015, we're not going to talk about because I was on the side of I had unrestricted internet access at like age 12,
Oh
and I was on the
no,
weird side of the internet, so it was bad.
man. I mean, I wasn't like I had unlimited internet access too, and I almost got caught on the dark side at some point.
I was caught on the dark side because my
It was none good.
friends were not the greatest. Ugh, I'm glad I'm out of it though.
And now you're stuck here with me forever.
You know, he threatened to drown me once. Can we talk about that?
Huh? What?
You remember you and McKinley? So we were sitting in the gym, and I don't know how this arose, but y'all were talking about like drowning me
I don't know what
in
you're
a
talking
pool.
about. I think you're in denial, and I think you need to seek psychiatric help.
I think you're wrong. I think you're trying to not get sued for threatening to drown me.
Okay, Miss Ma'am, if I did threaten to drown you, provide me the evidence.
John, it was a verbal conversation. There is no evidence.
Exactly. There is no
No, it's
evidence, Mackenzie.
circumstantial. It's circumstantial evidence. That's a type of
There
evidence.
is no evidence,
It's
Mackenzie,
circumstantial
because it
evidence.
didn't happen,
It did
Mackenzie.
happen. I will text McKinley right now and get proof.
Don't.
I will do it.
Okay, so it maybe might have, in some alternate universe, possibly happened.
Oh yeah, where McKinley somehow also got transported to an alternate universe. Keep going.
Yeah, Mackenzie, you were there, you would know. Fuck.
No, I wouldn't know. Because that doesn't just happen out of the blue. No one's just like, oh yeah, fuck it. You know, nice vacation. Let's go to an alternate universe where your friends like threaten to drown you while you're sitting right there and you have
there's
no choice in the conversation.
There's a very simple and easy explanation for what happened.
Mm-hmm.
We simply got teleported in that moment in time to one of Doctor Strange's alternate dimensions.
No.
That's what happened. That's what
No,
happened. It
that is
wasn't
not
me.
what happened.
It wasn't me. It wasn't McKinley, and it wasn't you. It was alternate versions of us threatening to drown you. I would never say something like that. Never. I would never do that. That's a terrible thing to say. That's a terrible.
Keep going. Keep going.
Shut the
Keep
fuck
going.
up. Let me
Keep going.
finish.
I'm gonna go get
Shut the
receipts. Hold
fuck
on.
up.
Keep going. Keep going.
I would never say anything like that. You probably don't want to show them our personal messages.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna read out our personal messages.
Your screen share is still on, you dink.
I know for you.
Oh. Listen. Whatever she reads, it's not true. It's slander.
I hate
she's
this
attempting to
photo.
slander me?
What is the point? I forgot the point of this photo.
She is attempting to slander me.
You do it too. Whatever. We slander each other. It's fine. Ugh.
Oh boy.
God.
What time are we at?
124.
Hey.
Yeah.
How much longer do you want to keep going?
You want to cut it at 130?
Sure. Sounds good to me.
As I said before, we literally had not discussed this last night at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, "What about that podcast idea?" He's like, "Hell yeah!" And he's like, "But I have no one to do it with, and my computer doesn't have enough space." I'm like, "Mine does. I have a terabyte. Let's go." So then he was like, "Hell yeah!" And then I woke up today at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I got on my laptop and I got OBS installed, and then I did it.
Wait. Hold the fuck up. You got all this shit figured out today?
Yeah, today in like the span of like 20 minutes.
Jesus. God, this is like, it's like we're like the Great Value podcast. That's what this is. The Food Lion brand podcast. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Please enjoy your stay. We have stale crackers and seltzer water.
Ew, seltzer water. That stuff's gross.
Hope you enjoy.
How
Alright.
are we? What the hell? How dare you insult this? I went through and I took my time and I did this in the span of 20 minutes. You should be proud, sir.
I am. It looks good, but I'm talking about literally everything else.
What literally everything else?
Dude, I'm sitting on a bar stool just yelling at my phone screen to get the audio recorded. We said our audio quality is probably so bad it sounds like we're in the middle of a Fortnite stream.
We could stream it. We could start streaming.
Fuck, eat my ass. I am not streaming Fortnite. That's not gonna happen.
I'm not saying stream Fortnite. Oh my god.
I'm not dude. I can if I was like a separate streamer on my own, I could do it, but I cannot watch somebody play a game and like get material off of it. It cannot happen. It doesn't work for me.
No, I'm saying we could stream like the podcast and like record it as well and then upload it.
I thought, well, I mean, sure, I guess.
I don't know.
I've got it. That'll be one of our Patreon rewards.
Live streaming?
Yes, of course. When we're thousands of subscribers down the road and we can open up a Patreon, that's what we'll do. The $5 tier will be every month or so we record
$5.
a live podcast, and those people get to hear it.
5 months?
No, $5 a month.
What? I don't know where I got 5 months from. Brain.
Smooth brain.
You're also smooth brain. Shut up.
Am not.
Am too.
Hey, this was my idea, alright? I don't want to hear it.
But you were too much of a little pee-pee brain to do it on your own.
No, it's because I don't have a computer. And because I didn't have anyone to do it with. If I wanted to do this by myself, I would have just gotten a fucking Twitch account. And I would have started streaming shit, but I don't have a PC.
Don't you have an Xbox?
Yeah, I have an Xbox, but I can't stream off my Xbox.
Yeah, you can. Mixer.
Yeah, right. Like I'm gonna go to Mixer. Get out of here.
Ugh, I hate Mixer. It's just
I hate Twitch. I hate both of them. But Twitch is still better than Mixer is.
Why do you hate Twitch?
Because it treats their content creators like shit. And only cares about the thoughts, man. That's a whole
more can of worms. One that you can't fit into a minute and 30. Minute 30.
There's going to be a 2-hour long Twitch episode on why I hate it so much.
Okay.
But why I still use it.
Well, we are at about a minute 29, so we have a minute to do whatever we need to do.
Well, I mean, just I hope you guys enjoyed this, whatever it is. I don't know how fast this is going to gain clout, but
Ew. Don't ever say that ever again.
For the couple people that see this episode as of right now, hope you enjoy it. I mean, we might not be that good in terms of quality, but at least we're honest, right?
I mean, we have
At least
we have honesty, and we sometimes show memes on the on the screen. Derp
at
Patrick
least
can
we
stay up there.
admit we suck. I mean, that's pretty good.
We have Derp Patrick just sitting up in the background. He'll sit
Yeah,
there.
there you go.
He'll protect us. Anyways,
What does independent reading time provide that many other podcasts do not provide?
Derp
I got it.
Patrick.
Dirt Patrick Pokemon card made in 2015. That's it. That's our selling. That's the
Perfect.
selling point.
Perfect.
That's it.
Anyways.
Million subscribers. First quarter of next year, million subscribers. I'm calling it right now.
Anyways, thanks for listening to Independent Reading Time.
We hope you guys had a good time. I sure did. We had
God.
fun. This was fun.
Oh,
We
I don't
will
know when we're gonna
catch you
put the
all.
next episode. Next week, tomorrow, daily.
We'll start it tonight. I don't give a shit.
We'll record it later tonight.
All right. Well, until next time. Thank you for coming to Independent Reading Time. Now get back to class.
Is that how you want to end it? Get back to class?
Yes. Thank you for coming to Independent Reading Time. Now get back to class.
Thank you for coming to Independent Reading Time. I'm Mackenzie. This is John.
I'm John.
Get back to class.